Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's been a really long and intense month for me with my day job taking up all of my time. But now it's finally starting to slow down so I can again dedicate my time towards YouTube. And let me tell you, I've missed you guys. So, let's talk about the election. How about them polls, huh? It's really interesting how they got it so wrong. For over a year, the media have been telling us that Donald Trump doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell. Even yesterday evening, the media had no doubt that Hillary Clinton would win. It wasn't really until Florida went to Trump that you could see that it was slowly dawning on the reporters that this thing is actually not in the bag. So we really have to ask ourselves, how could they have been so wrong? I think there are two reasons for this, and both have to do with the media. In fact, the media made this happen. The left-wing media, that is. So, to all you regressive journalists out there, I hope you're happy. This is your doing, and it couldn't have been done without you. So you might ask, what did the reporters and the journalists and the media unwittingly do to make this happen? Well, the first point is kind of obvious. If you keep reporting for a year that Hillary is going to win by a landslide, she has 80% chance of winning, etc., then it stands to reason that a lot of Hillary voters are just going to say, fuck it, let's just stay at home. Clinton is going to win anyhow. There's no need for us to go down to the voting booth and stand in line and everything. She's got this. And that's exactly what a lot of people did. So to the media, great going, guys. You fucked yourself. I mean, there's no doubt with these, what do we call these people anyhow? I mean, they call it the military-industrial complex, so let's call it the PC media complex. Anyway, there's no doubt that they wanted Clinton to win, and they just pissed it away. They absolutely could not have given Trump more help than they did. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Now, the second thing that screwed up their initial polls is their constant and unrelenting shaming of Trump supporters. And this has been identified as such a huge factor in skewing the predictions that they even gave it a name, a shy Trump supporter. So what does that mean? Well, it means that a lot of people were afraid to report that they were voting for Trump when in fact they were 100% sure they were going to vote for him, simply because they dreaded the shaming that would inevitably come from admitting that you were voting for Trump. And this is a point we've all seen throughout our social media. As soon as someone says they're for Trump, the calls of racist and misogynist are not far behind. And this, of course, crippled the media's ability to predict anything, exactly in the same way as it did with Brexit. So what do you think, people? Will the media learn anything from this, you think? I think not. But I guess we're going to have to wait till the next time to find out. Another thing that worries me, though, is I really hope that the Secret Service is keeping close tabs on him. You can obviously never predict those wackos out there, you know, like that guy who went up and shot Reagan because he figured that Jodie Foster was his girlfriend, and shooting Reagan would somehow impress her. But setting that aside, it is certainly not beyond the realm of possibility that some far-left extremist will try to assassinate him for political reasons, like a Lee Harvey Oswald thing. And if that happened, that would hurt the country for decades to come. So, Secret Service guys, keep your eyes open. So anyway, I suppose I should discuss my feelings about Trump's victory for a little bit. I'm sure there's someone who's curious about that too. I've never been a huge Trump supporter, but he does have one thing going for him, and that is that he is not Clinton. I mean, they could have put up Donald Duck for all I care. I am sick and tired of this identity politics bullshit. And at some point, we just have to say enough is enough, and that's exactly what the American people did yesterday. Now, it's no secret that I don't believe that any of the parties represent my beliefs and opinions very well. I mean, the Democrats have their identity politics, and the Republicans keep mixing in religion all the time, something I do not care for. However, in this instance, the identity politics is a much bigger threat to our society than someone believing in their sky daddy. I mean, people used to talk about crazy Christian right-wingers, but that term has pretty much gone away. Now, instead, we have crazy left-wing feminist ideologues. So all in all, I think it's a good thing that Trump won. So anyway, let's move on and round this video off with a crazy article I was sent today. Yale professor makes midterm optional for students distraught over Trump win. Can you fucking believe this shit? I'll leave you a link in the low bar. Liberal students across the nation watched in shock as Donald Trump clinched victory from Hillary Clinton to become the 45th president of the United States. But some wiped their tears and pulled themselves together enough to ask their professors to cancel their exams because they were so upset by the results. Oh, for fuck's sakes, these people, these precious special snowflakes, they're so fragile. Something didn't go my way, I need time off. And one Yale economics professor heard the cry and decided to protect his snowflake charges by making the test optional. I just love how they call them snowflakes. That is awesome. It's nice to see that there's some journalists out there with a sense of humor. Obviously, this is a Fox News article, so it's going to be biased in the other direction, but that doesn't matter because they're still reporting the facts. Dear econ students, I'm getting many heartfelt notes from students who are in shock over the election returns, although as I write this, the election has not been called. Okay, don't you think you should have waited until it was called, though? The ones I find most upsetting are those who fear, rightly or wrongly, for their own families. What is it you're fucking afraid of, you fucking morons? You think Trump is gonna send out death squads? What in the fucking hell is going on inside your head? You think the Kristallnacht is coming back or something? Jesus Christ. These students are requesting that the exam be postponed. Yeah, and the dog ate their homework. Fuck's sakes, you're a teacher. You're supposed to be able to see through this shit. On the other hand, I'm sure that many students have sacrificed to prepare for the test. Furthermore, it's not easy to reschedule exam rooms at this late date. Finally, postponing the exam would throw off the rest of the schedule as well. Well, I guess that's a done deal then. Lots of good arguments for not postponing it. Therefore, I am making the exam optional. Hey moron! Fucking moron! Why don't you make the grades optional too, you fuckhead? I will calculate each student's grade both with and without Exam 2, placing all of Exam 2's weight on the final exam when Exam 2 is omitted. Yeah, that sentence wasn't awkward at all. Are you sure you're a teacher? I will then take for each student the maximum of the two final grades with and without the exam. Those maximum scores will then be used for the final curve. So feel free to make either decision tomorrow or today if you're reading this in the AM. What in the fucking hell is going on with the education system? Tests are optional now? It's a fucking election, not a death in the family. Jesus Christ, these fucking snowflakes. Can you just grow a pair? John Victor, editor of Yale News, published the extraordinary message and noted that many more snowflake students were demanding similar treatment. Yeah, they're getting to decide for themselves when they get the test. We want that too. And that's pretty much why we need a Republican president, I would say. And not more identity politics. So thanks for making it happen, America. And with that, this article and this video is finished. Thanks for watching and see you next time.